I hear these people all the time talking about, uh, my wife, she could stay home. She doesn't have to do nothing. I just bring all the money. It's not just about money, bro. But if that's what you're looking for in a relationship, you'll find a lot of people like that. But are you in that relationship going to be satisfied? Because um uh Samantha Lee, I'm pretty sure she's not just talking about. I mean, yeah, I think she is referring to women here, but I'm pretty sure like these concepts they could translate to both men and women. Like if you're someone who's a go getter, I don't think you're gonna be comfortable dating a bum bitch. Know what I mean? Like I don't think, at least that's for me. Like I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. Dating somebody who is basically like a bum. Like they sleep all day, they eat up all the food, they don't work, and you come home and you give them money for shopping or whatever. Um, that's not something I grew up on in my household. Everyone had something to do here, so I don't think I'd, um, in this case, settle for somebody like that. So she's right on that. So let's go on to the next point that she has to make, which is the fourth point.
Number four, a lack of communication. Number five, a
Communication. Communication. Communication is big. Is bigly. Um, and it kind of goes. Um, I have a feeling most of her points actually build onto each other, but it kind of goes along the same lines as like matching your words and stuff like that. Your actions matching your words. So you're gonna need to communicate exactly like what you want out of the relationship. You're gonna need to communicate um, things are go when things are going right, when things are going wrong, and I guess that's just to see where both of you are at in the relationship. See how both of you are feeling, I guess. And again, I'm not in a relationship, so these are um, these are just my points from what I'm getting from her points. So let's go on to the next one. Now is communication, the fourth one.
perceived lack of effort. Remember, their perception is their reality.
Perceived lack of effort. So I have a feeling that ties into her fourth point. This is number five, right? Or her third point, lack of effort. So it goes back to having a purpose. So me, I feel like me as the type of person I am, I'm always going to be doing something. So I guess when it comes to the relationship, I might kind of slack off a little bit when it comes to the relationship when I have other things to worry about. So I understand where she's coming from there, like the lack of effort. So like you still need to put effort to make the relationship work. So every now and then you might, want to have some date nights. You might want to go out, get something to eat together, go shopping, um, things like those. You know, um, you know, and that's all to like build the relationship, and to maintain the relationship. It's not um, one part of it is getting the relationship. Another part is keeping the relationship. So, and that goes with a lot of things, right? You could get a job, but can you keep the job? You could get a relationship. Can you keep the relationship? You can get the money, but can you keep the money? So it's a balance. You have to maintain what you're doing over here and maintain what you're doing over here and make sure there's a balance. Everything in life has to balance itself out. So if you're gonna, for example, I know I'm rambling on here, but for example, if, and I tried this one time, I tried scheduling my day where I had like a whole bunch of things that I needed to do, right? A whole bunch of things that I needed to do within the whole day, and I had this a set schedule for each block of things that I need to do. So, for example, go to the gym. That was a block of 1 to 2 hours. I'd have a block for that. Um, Read a book. I'd have like 30 minutes to an hour for that. I'd have work, which is like usually 8 hours. I'd have, or 10 hours, depending on where I was working. I'd have my YouTube, which was 1 to 2 hours, including editing. I'd have my programming. I'd have time for family. And what I noticed is that um, because I was so stretched thin with my schedule, I actually started to slack in one of these areas. So the effort wasn't there once I started to add all of these different things to my schedule. And one of the things that I feel like you could actually do to um, add effort in your relationship is um, actually if you have like an occasion with somebody, like if you have something that you need to do with somebody, um, stretching yourself out too thin in that day, um, the effort put forth in that occasion with that person, it's not gonna be as high because you had all these other things to do to take care of for that day. So I guess you have to prioritize yourself. You have to manage your time, and you have to find time basically, and make it work like that. Um, that's the best advice I have for that one. Let's go to the next one. I think that was her fifth point.
Number 6, a lack of an emotional connection. And number 7,
Emotional connection. So I'm guessing that goes back with the effort. We're putting in some effort to the relationship. Um, Emotional connection. Uh, I don't really know what to say much about that. I mean, I guess you need to make her feel good. I guess that's where the emotional connection is. You gotta make her feel good. You know, that goes to tell you how much I know about relationships. um, let's continue though. This is her last point. Her seventh reason why some women suddenly lose interest.
7, a lack of physical attraction.
And that's a big one. Um, I often hear a lot of people who get into relationships and let themselves go, and then somehow, some way, um, the relationship starts to be affected by it. I wouldn't say necessarily like suffer, but um, it's almost like the person you once knew is not the person you know now, type of deal. So, and that goes for both sides, like not just not just men, not just men, but also women. Like you actually have to take care of yourself, because your body is your health, right? So you need to make sure that this person you're in love with, this person you're in the relationship with, this person that you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, or plus years is gonna be healthy. Um, and usually the health, you can actually see it's aesthetic. Like you can actually see if someone looks healthy. For example, like take me for example. Look at me. So I'm decently built. I go to the gym whenever I can, and don't mind the sweats. But actually, this is good. This means I work. Nah, I mean, I'm just kidding. But physical attraction is very important, especially for me. That's one of the first things you see when you meet somebody. You see how they look and who they are um, on the outside. So like that goes with like your body, um, the clothes you wear, how you smell, your hair, excuse me, your face. It's not sponsored by Teach Hanley, but your face, your teeth. If you have like uh, rocks, it looks like rocks are sticking onto your teeth, then that's a no-no, right? That's a big red flag, basically. It just means that you're not taking care of one of the most important parts of your body, your mouth, right? That's how you eat. That's ground zero for where an infection can start, because it's an open hole in your body. Pause. So if and that could be a red flag. If you wanna know how someone's taking care of themselves, yeah, sure. You can look at their body. You can smell how they smell. You can see how they dress, but you could also look at their teeth, um, to see if they brush or not. If you don't brush, there's a good chance you don't shower. That's just how I go. Um, but yeah, that's a great point. That she just made. Let's look at some of the comments. Let's look at some of the comments here. Try to make it bigger for you. That's what she said. All right. So, so this guy says this list is 100% accurate for men also. Oh, my camera turned off. So she says, this guy says the list is 100% accurate for men also. Yeah, it kind of relates. It relates to both men and women. It relates to both men and women. And too much. Y'all need Superman. It's not really that much. It's not really that much. It's things that anyone could do. Like these are this list. I feel like this list anyone could do them because like it's so relatable. Like you're gonna need to you're gonna need to what you say, be consistent. You're gonna need to be consistent, right? With everything you do. If you're a man who's not consistent in what you do, then who is the person with you if you're not consistent, right? Um and other points like that. She brought up some really great points. I'm not gonna mention them all again unless you rewatch this video. Um so she said that's too much. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it's self-explanatory. Like this list, anyone could do them, not just a man. Women could do them too. You also need to be consistent, ladies. You can't just text somebody and ghost them, right? You got to be consistent. And nowadays, you can't just see somebody for 1 week and then go ghost and then expect to come back in that person's life, right? You got to be consistent. And even if you do manage to come back, um, right? What's the relationship gonna be after that, right? To me, it's just gonna be for fun. Like, if you could just walk off and leave like that, don't expect to come back the same way. So you gotta be consistent. Know what I mean? So it actually goes for both men and women. So it's Jersey Boy Herpes. Sexiest thing is confidence. Yeah, she didn't have that on that list. And confidence is really big. Confidence is really big. It's really important to have confidence, not just in yourself and not just in your relationships, but also in life. Like, if you want to make a sale, you have to be confident in how you approach your customer. Like, if you're not confident in your own product and in your own delivery, they're not going to be confident in you to make that sale from you, right? They're not going to want to buy a product that you're not even sure is going to work. So you have to have confidence. So even in a relationship, you have to have the confidence to know that, okay, I can make this happen, right? To make sure that we're taken care of. That's confidence right there. And after that, it's standing by your words. What are you going to do? What action are you going to put? How are you going to make sure, you know, it's all part of the same package. Like, you have to have the confidence to yourself to make sure that all these things um could get taken care of. Isn't one and two the same? Just trolling. How about mentally unstable? Who's this? That's a good one. Um, Suddenly lose interest if you're mentally unstable. I mean, no one likes soy boy, you know, someone who's always complaining, someone who always like, oh, I don't know. Wait, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So like you just curl up in a ball in your sheets. Nah, nah, that's not confident. As if there's any word for that, it's lack of confidence. If there's any words to describe that. And let's read one more and then let's go on to the next video. No offense, but I'm shocked it's only 7. These women out here, it feels like 7K, I swear. I just want one good, loyal, peaceful woman who respects me, admires me, loves me, and loyal to me and our children, and build an amazing life together so that I can focus on us and the family and being the man that she desires always. It's all it's all I want, but today's crazy. It makes me questions, will it ever exist? I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point that people do have a lot of standards, but at the same time, what she's saying here, it doesn't discount it. Because you actually need to be the person she wants you to be before you even meet her. Like, you're not gonna meet a model, right? You're not gonna meet a model being broke, um, living in your parents' basement with no car, no job, um, what else? Fat, sloppy, smelly. You don't brush your teeth. Hair's all greasy and messed up. You're not gonna get who you say you want, um, unless truth be told, unless you get most of these points off the board, right? And these are just some of the things, right, that you need to do as a man. But she can't add all of that in a 30-second video, 40-second video. So sure, people are always going to have standards, but at the same time, you as a man um are going to need to have, your life together. Like, if you're really trying to find the woman to as he says, find the woman to be his peace and to be loyal to him and your children. So you're not gonna find a woman to be your peace, to have your children, to be loyal to you if any of these things aren't even on your list, right? Like, what woman would be loyal to a guy that I just described just now? Add it in the comment section. Um, who? I want to know. I want to find that woman, and I want to see the kind of woman she is, because then that just tells me the kind of woman she is. If that's what she's willing to go for, um, someone in that position. So you have to be in position. That's another thing. You have to be in the position to actually receive someone like this. Not Samantha Lee, but the person who is willing to be loyal and raise their children and